What happens when the seemingly perfect world you inhabit suddenly, well, sprites cracks? And it leads you to question everything, even your very existence.
Yeah, and maybe more surprisingly, can a plastic doll, the kind once seen as a symbol of unrealistic standards, actually become a vehicle for some pretty deep human truth?
And spark global conversations while doing it.
Exactly. That's what we're diving into today. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Our mission here, as always, is to sift through all the information out there, articles, analysis, our own notes, and pull out the key insights for you.
Think of it as your shortcut to being really well-informed. We'll give you the surprising facts, the context, maybe a few laughs, and hopefully keep you hooked.
And today, we are going deep into Greta Gerwig's Barbie film from 2023. Because this wasn't just a movie release, was it? It was a full-blown cultural phenomenon.
Oh, absolutely. It took audiences on this journey nobody really expected.
So our mission today, unpack that wild production journey. Seriously, it took decades to get made. We'll look at that.
And we'll dissect the story itself, the themes of identity, feminism, masculinity,
Right.
all the big stuff.
Right. And then explore its massive cultural impact. We're talking box office domination, global controversies, the whole shebang.
We really want to give you the insights into why this film hit such a nerve. You'll hear about the incredible visuals, that unexpected humor,
Definitely unexpected.
and how this movie, based on a toy, ended up sparking such intense conversations about society. It was way more than just a doll movie.
So much more. Okay, let's get into it. The journey to the big screen, it was honestly kind of nuts. Nearly 40 years in the making.
It's wild, isn't it? You'd think Barbie, such an icon, would be an easy sell. But nope. Our sources trace it back to the mid-'80s. Canon Film.
Canon Films, yeah, and then it just bounced around. Universal had it in 2009. Nothing came of it.
Then Sony Pictures got the rights in 2014. And that's when you see this revolving door of writers trying to figure it out.
Like, who did they have? Jenny Bix, Diablo Cody?
Lindsay Beer, Burt V. Royal, Hillary Winston, a whole list, each trying to crack the code, What is a Barbie movie?
It really shows how tricky it was. How do you make a meaningful film about, well, a plastic doll?
And casting was just as tough. Amy Schumer was attached in 2016, right? She was even rewriting the script.
Yeah, with her sister. But then she left in 2017. Initially, it was scheduling conflicts, but later she said it was creative differences.
Sounds like her vision might have been a bit too edgy for what they wanted back then.
Seems likely. Then Anne Hathaway was considered. New writers, a new director. It just kept morphing. They were really searching for the right angle.
Okay, so the big shift happens in October 2018. Sony's option runs out. Rights go to Warner Bros.
And this is where Mattel's CEO, Ynon Kreiss, gets really involved. He had his eye on one person, Margot Robbie.
Right. Not just for the look, though apparently that was part of it. He was impressed by her ideas for the film.
Those first meetings at the Beverly Hills Hotel seemed key. He saw her as more than just an actress, like a creative partner.
And Robbie totally stepped up. It wasn't just a role for her. She became a producer through her company, Lucky Chap. This was her baby, too.
And the pitch she gave Warner Bros. Legendary. Comparing it to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, suggesting it could make over $1 billion. Talk about calling your shot.
Which, spoiler alert, she basically nailed. Incredible foresight.
Absolutely. So Robbie, now producer Robbie, approaches Greta Gerwig. She loved Gerwig's work, Lady Bird, Little Women.
And Gerwig says yes, but only if her partner Noah Baumbach co-writes with her.
And crucially, they were promised full creative freedom. That's huge for a brand like Barbie. It let them make their kind of movie.
They worked on it during the pandemic lockdowns, didn't they? 2020, 2021 probably helped them focus away from studio noise.
Definitely. Allowed them to really shape that unique, subversive kind of personal vision we ended up seeing.
So let's talk about crafting that vision. The writing, the design, the direction. Gerwig's approach was, well, not typical for a toy movie.
Not at all. She started with an abstract poem about Barbie, inspired by the Apostles' Creed.
Right. That tells you something immediately. It wasn't going to be superficial.
And she drew on Reviving Ophelia, that book about the pressures on teenage girls, connecting Barbie's journey to real-world female identity struggles from the start.
That's fascinating. And visually, she was looking at old Technicolor musicals.
Yeah, The Red Fuse, The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, aiming for what she called authentic artificiality.
I love that phrase. So not realism, but making the fakeness feel real, tangible.
Exactly, like using painted backdrops, practical effects. She wanted it to feel like you could reach out and touch this toy world. Grounded the fantasy,
And they weren't afraid to bite the hand that feeds, so to speak. criticizing Mattel in the script.
Right. Well, apparently Mattel was nervous, understandably. But CEO Jan Kreis trusted Gerwig's vision. He called her bold, a trailblazer.
He seemed surprisingly okay with it. Even Will Ferrell's portrayal of the CEO, which was basically an allegory for corporate America.
Kreis apparently praised it. Said they take their brand seriously, but not themselves. That's some serious corporate self-awareness.
It really is. And this embracing of contradiction. Gerwig and Robbie saw it as feminist, even if Mattel initially balked at the label.
Gerwig wanted to explore Barbie's controversial nature head-on. Doing the thing and subverting the thing, she said.
So celebrating the you can be anything aspect, but also acknowledging the unrealistic standards, the consumerism.
Exactly. Holding both ideas at once. Critiquing consumerism while making a movie full of glamorous plastic products.
Yeah.
It's intentionally messy, trying to reconcile Barbie's complicated legacy.
Gerwig called it anarchic, unhinged, and humanist. And you feel that anarchy, right? That moment when Barbie just asked,
Do you guys ever think about dying?
yes, in the middle of a dance party. It's hilarious, but also deeply unsettling. It breaks the whole plastic perfection wide open.
And she was fascinated by the idea of humans creating dolls that imitate us. That constant conversation we have with objects. Her core message seemed to be, just be yourself and know that that's enough. Pretty profound for a Barbie movie.
Yeah. And focusing on that dissonance when Barbie and Ken hit the real world, it wasn't just jokes.
No, it was about the uncomfortable stuff, too. Like that scene on the bench where Barbie tells the older woman she's beautiful. Gerwig fought to keep that.
She said it was the heart of the movie, that pure human connection.
And the scene where Barbie gets harassed on Venice Beach, Gerwig felt that was a universal experience, especially for women. She wanted to show the flip side, too, that not everyone loves Barbie, gave it real stakes.
And that ending line, I'm here to see my gynecologist.
The ultimate mic drop. But Gerwig said it had a purpose, right? To empower girls about their bodies. Make it normal.
Such a human, grounded ending for her journey, from plastic perfection to, well, a doctor's appointment.
And it wasn't just Barbie's story. Gerwig talked about the power dynamics in Barbie Land, how the Kens were this underclass, almost like an inverted Planet of the Apes.
Which really set up Ken's whole arc, didn't it? Ryan Gosling said Ken's story was the surprising heart of the film. His journey to find himself outside of Barbie.
Yeah, that became huge. Okay, so bringing this world to life visually, the cast, the sets, the costumes, it was a feast for the eyes.
The casting process itself sounds interesting, looking for Barbie energy.
Yeah, that ineffable combination of beauty and exuberance. And they found it. Margot Robbie as stereotypical Barbie, obviously.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling just became Beach Ken.
But the ensemble was incredible. America Ferrera as Gloria, Kate McKinnon as Weird Barbie.
Issa Rae as President Barbie. Will Ferrell, Michael Cera as Alan, poor Alan.
And Rhea Perlman as Ruth Handler Spirit. Helen Mirren narrating. Perfect.
Plus all the different Barbies and Kens. Writer Barbie, physicist Barbie, lawyer Barbie, rival Ken, artist Ken, Ken made. It felt populated.
And the set design. By Sarah Greenwood and Katie Spencer. Instantly iconic, that dream house look.
Totally. Inspired by mid-century Palm Springs modernism, Slim Aaron's photos, Gerwig wanted that ridiculously fun feeling.
Like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Wayne Thiebaud paintings?
Exactly. And the pink paint shortage, that actually happened. They used so much Pantone 219 it caused an international shortage.
That's amazing. Using up the world's pink. And the focus on practical effects, making it feel tactile.
Yeah, deliberately artificial but inviting. You wanted to play in it.
And the costumes by Jacqueline Duran, just wow.
Her approach was smart. Barbie's outfits were always for her job or task. Very aspirational.
15 color combinations. Inspired by the French Riviera and Brigitte Bardot.
And for Ken, that hilarious 80s sportswear. Gosling suggested the Ken-branded underwear.
Brilliant. And they recreated actual doll outfits, right?
Yeah.
Like Western Stampin' Barbie.
Yeah, hot skating Barbie too. Using clothes to show different kinds of femininity. And they even used real Chanel archive pieces.
Incredible detail. Filming was mostly in the UK at Leavesden Studios, but also Venice Beach.
Right, and Gerwig had the women do a sleepover.
Yeah.
To build that Barbie Land bond.
That's cool. And she used 1950s filming techniques, studied Old Powell and Pressburger films.
Yeah, for that pre-digital theatrical look, really committed to the aesthetic.
Post-production, too. That techno Barbie color palette, inspired by old Technicolor.
They developed special software for it, pushing the color saturation, and mixing miniatures with digital effects for those big vistas. It all worked together.
Okay, so we've seen the huge effort behind the scenes. Let's step into the story itself. From that perfect pink world to, well, existential dread.
Right. Barbie Land. It starts as this perfect matriarchy. Every day is the best day ever. Barbies run everything: law, science, politics.
They're presidents, Nobel winners, total female empowerment vision. They think they've solved everything for women in the real world just by existing.
And the Kens, their job is beach.
Pretty much. Beach Ken, Gosling's character, his whole identity is tied to Barbie noticing him. He's definitely a second thought, which becomes important later.
But then the perfection starts to crumble for stereotypical Barbie. Suddenly she's thinking about mortality.
And getting cellulite, flat feet, bad breath, very un-Barbie problems. It shatters her perfect routine, throws her into crisis.
Hello, human imperfection. Right into this flawless plastic world.
So she goes to see Weird Barbie, Kate McKinnon, forever in the splits.
Huh? Yeah, the Oracle, the doll played with too hard. Who knows about the world outside? She tells Barbie to find her owner in the real world to fix things.
And Ken, needing attention, just hops in the convertible. Off they go, setting up his own unexpected journey.
Arrival in the real world. It's not what Barbie expected.
No kidding. Getting groped, arrested, then getting told off by Sasha, this teenage girl, for representing unrealistic beauty standards. Ouch!
Total shock to her system. From adoration to criticism. A tough reality check about her own legacy.
And then the connection to Gloria, Sasha's mom, who works at Mattel. She's the one who caused Barbie's crisis.
Yeah, by playing with Sasha's old dolls and drawing her own anxieties onto them, those feelings bled into Barbie Land. It's a fascinating link.
Meanwhile, Ken's having a totally different experience. He discovers patriarchy.
And for the first time, he feels respected just for being a guy. It's a huge revelation for him. So he decides, I'm taking this back to Barbie Land.
And boom, the Kendom takeover. He returns, teaches the other Tens about patriarchy.
And suddenly, the Barbies are being indoctrinated into these submissive roles. Girlfriends, housewives, maids. The matriarchy flips fast.
It's jarring and kind of darkly funny, but also shows how flawed any system is when one group dominates.
Barbie hits rock bottom, depressed, lost, until Gloria gives that incredible monologue.
Oh, that speech about the impossible standards women face. It's so raw, so real.
And it snaps Barbie out of it, restores her confidence, becomes the rallying cry.
So Gloria, Sasha, Weird Barbie, Alan,
the ultimate outsider hero.
and the discontinued dolls, they all team up to deprogram the Barbies.
Right, by cleverly getting the Kens to fight amongst themselves, divide and conquer.
And once the Barbies regain control, they realize things need to change for real. Better treatment for the Kens, the outcasts. They learn something.
Shows real growth, not just flipping the power back, but aiming for something more equitable.
Which leads to those final resolutions, Barbie and Ken sort of making peace.
Yeah, acknowledging their mistakes.
Yeah.
Ken gets encouraged to find his own identity, separate from her. Huge step for him.
And Barbie's meeting with Ruth Handler's spirit. That advice.
That her story has no set ending, that she can keep evolving. It frees her from being just one thing.
So she chooses humanity, becomes Barbara Handler, and that final scene.
The gynecologist appointment,
Yeah.
the mic drop, but also deeply symbolic, embracing the messy reality of being human, right down to female healthcare.
A perfect, imperfect ending. Okay, so the story itself clearly resonated, but let's talk about the ripple effect, the cultural impact, the marketing, the box office, the controversies.
Oh yeah, that was a whole other story unfolding off screen. It started with just a masterclass in marketing.
The budget alone, $150 million, more than the film cost to make.
Exactly. Warner Bros.
Yeah.
Went all out. They knew the brand power.
And it wasn't just ads. Those partnerships were everywhere.
The Airbnb dream house.
Insane Buzz, Aldo Gap, Burger King in Brazil, Krispy Kreme in the Philippines, Xbox, even an HGTV show, you couldn't escape the pink.
It was saturation marketing, but it worked. And the visual teasers built perfectly. Those first images of Robbie and Gosling got everyone talking. But that first teaser trailer, the 2001 parody, genius.
Totally. It immediately told you, this isn't what you expect. Smart, funny, subversive. Then the character posters, more trailers hinting at the existential stuff.
They played it perfectly.
Yeah.
And then Barbenheimer happened.
The cultural phenomenon nobody planned. Barbie and Oppenheimer opening the same weekend.
The memes, the double features. Even Cillian Murphy got on board with the idea.
It boosted both films, right? That weekend, something like 79% of tickets sold were for those two movies. Barbie got the bigger slice, but still.
Incredible synergy. A totally unique, organic moment.
Though the SAG-AFTRA strike hit just before release, didn't it? impacting promotions.
Yeah, the timing was tough. The stars couldn't do interviews or appearances for a while, but honestly, the cultural momentum was already so huge, it barely seemed to matter. The wave was unstoppable.
And the box office numbers prove it. Just staggering. $1.447 billion worldwide, reaching a billion, as Warner's called it.
With a net profit around $421 million. Just massive.
It broke so many records. Highest grossing live-action comedy ever.
Beat Home Alone domestically. Hangover Part 2 worldwide. Greta Gerwig's biggest film. Fastest Warner Bros. Film to hit $1 billion faster than Harry Potter.
Became the highest grossing film of 2023 worldwide, beating Super Mario Bros. And the biggest film ever by a solo female director. Groundbreaking stuff.
Domestically, that $162 million opening weekend was huge. Biggest since Black Panther 2. Biggest ever opening for a female director, beating Captain Marvel.
It even beat The Dark Knight as Warner Bros. Biggest domestic release ever, which is just mind-blowing for a Barbie movie.
Internationally, it killed it almost everywhere. $194 million opening offshore. #1 in 58 markets. Huge numbers in the UK, Germany, Australia, Mexico.
Became the biggest film ever in Ireland, beating Avatar.
Yeah, but not everywhere was a smash hit.
Yeah.
South Korea underperformed significantly.
Why was that?
Analysts pointed to a few things. Some backlash against the feminist themes, Barbie dolls maybe aren't as huge there for younger generations, and just cultural differences. Critics said the preaching of social issues didn't land well.
And Japan had the Barbenheimer controversy, right? With the atomic bomb memes being seen as insensitive.
Exactly. That definitely hurt its reception there. Shows how global hits still need to navigate local contexts and sensitivities.
Despite those spots, the critical acclaim was pretty overwhelming overall.
Yeah, 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, 80 on Metacritic. Critics generally loved it.
Praise for the comedy, the meta-humor, the subversive story.
The visuals, Gerwig's direction, brilliant, beautiful, and fun as hell. Robbie's performance got raves for its precision and earnestness.
And Gosling. Everyone agreed he stole the show. All the best lines, go for broke effort, just killed it as Ken.
But not everyone loved it unconditionally. Some found the politics muddled, the ending maybe flat emotionally.
Some called it more intellectual than emotional. Pretty but not deep, or maybe not subversive enough.
And there was that criticism that it was actually sexist itself for how it portrayed the Kens as, well, kind of dumb.
Shows how trying to juggle so many complex ideas inevitably leads to different readings.
For sure. But the awards recognition was undeniable. Top 10 lists from the National Board Review, AFI.
12 Grammy nominations for the music, 9 Golden Globe nominations, tying a record, 1 for Best Original Song and that new Box Office Achievement Award.
18 Critics' Choice nominations, another record.
At 8 Oscar nominations, Best Picture, Adapted Screenplay, Supporting Actor for Gosling, Supporting Actress for Ferrera, 2 Best Original Song noms.
Winning for What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. Just an incredible level of industry recognition for a film like this. Unprecedented, really.
Okay, let's dig into those deeper themes everyone's talking about. Philosophy, feminism, masculinity. There's a lot under the surface here.
Oh, yeah. Philosophically, it's tackling existentialism 101. What makes us human, the idea of the other, free will versus predetermined roles.
And Barbie's choice, perfect illusion or messy reality, that's like Nozick's experience machine thought experiment, isn't it?
Absolutely. Would you plug into a perfect simulation? It makes you think. And people drew parallels to the Garden of Eden, the fall into self-awareness.
Even comparing Barbie realizing she can die to Siddhartha Gautama's journey towards enlightenment, facing mortality as a catalyst.
It really frames her journey as universally human, wrestling with the big questions.
And the feminism angle, so much debate there. The idea that the Barbie Land matriarchy wasn't perfect either.
Right, that it could be as bad as patriarchy in its own way, with the Kens being excluded, making the outcasts, like Weird Barbie and Alan, the real heroes who see the flaws.
So is it a post-feminist satire? Critiquing feminist ideals of a perfect world, maybe?
Some argued that.
Yeah.
That it had complicated feelings about where feminism should go, that just flipping the power dynamic isn't the answer. It's complex.
It definitely resonated with that 2023 cultural moment, too, alongside Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, Beyoncé's Renaissance.
Yeah, all exploring femininity, critiquing patriarchy, reclaiming girlhood in different ways. Barged it right into that zeitgeist.
And the masculinity angle, the kenpathy, That was surprisingly powerful.
The idea that a world ignoring men's feelings is also cruel, an invitation for men to reimagine masculinity beyond just seeking female approval.
It really dug into how Ken's self-worth was totally tied to Barbie's gaze. When that's gone, he lashes out through patriarchy.
Shows how that lack of internal validation, that loneliness and angst, can turn toxic. It becomes about control.
And portraying his journey as mimicking adolescence. Patriarchy as profound immaturity. That's a bold take.
Super bold. Comparing his radicalization to the men's rights movement, it hit some nerves, but it made people think about the roots of those ideologies.
So where does Barbie go from here? Any sequel plans?
It's murky. Gerwig initially said no plans, cast and writers only signed for one film. Then rumors swirled about early development.
But Warner Bros. And Gerwig denied those later.
Yeah, seems like nothing concrete is happening with a direct live-action sequel right now. Maybe fitting, given Ruth Handler's line about Barbie having no set ending.
True, but the brand isn't going away on screen. There's an animated film coming.
Confirmed. From Illumination, the Minion Studio, and Mattel. Distributed by Universal. So Barbie will definitely live on in animation.
Regardless of sequels, the legacy of this film is huge. The Barbiecore fashion trend alone.
Totally took over. But more importantly, the conversations it sparked. About feminism, male identity, corporations.
It proved a movie based on a toy could be real art. Challenged everyone's perceptions. It wasn't just a film, it was a moment.
So thinking back on this whole deep dive, what really stands out to you about Barbie's unexpected journey? What does her becoming human really mean?
It's a lot to chew on. This dive really showed how a film about a doll became this massive exploration of identity, society, what it means to be human, all while breaking records and starting global debates. An incredible achievement.
It really was. So we'll leave you with this thought to ponder. If this plastic icon, Barbie, can ditch perfection to embrace the messy, complex reality of being human, what does that say about our own ability to change, to grow, and to question the perfect stories we're told about ourselves in the world?